I want you to lock that in for life. And I want to be month to month. So I don't want to be contractually obligated.
It's my real pleasure. My name is Haz Kaku. Been with the company for a while, but my true real pleasure to introduce the speaker tonight, Mr. Chris Ward. He really doesn't need any introduction. He's one of the top leaders in the country, from the lady at the front desk at the corporate office all the way to the CEO and chairman of the board of this company. Legalshield knows Mr. Ward, but he's also the senior vice president of Colorado. And just a couple of days ago, he actually talked to the Colorado Lawyers Association. He was the only non-lawyer, non-attorney who actually spoke to them as well. One of the top leaders, knows everything about the business, makes a lot of money, but I love the fact that he's just down to earth, and of course, I'm really proud to call him our friend as well. So everybody, Mr. Chris Ward.
Unmute. I really appreciate you, Mr. Kaku, and all my success I can attribute to the incredible leaders that are on this webinar right now, yourself, Ms. Kai Daring, Mr. Craig Heffner, and all the others. So I appreciate you. And, you know, a little bit about my background. Served proudly in the U.S. Army for 11 years. And I think everybody can relate to being at a transitional point in their life. And that's where I was. And perhaps for you, it was from high school into college, from college into the workforce, or for me, it was military into civilian life. And so after 10 years in the service, I knew I was going to get out. And so I started applying for jobs here, there, and everywhere. And I thought that my resume at the time would earn me a six-figure income wherever I'd go. And I just found that that wasn't true. Of my decade in, or at the time, I had over 4 years of overseas service. I speak 2 other languages besides English. And the only people that called me back actually was a British pub in downtown Monterey, California, that wanted me to check IDs at the door for $11 an hour. And not that there's anything wrong with that job. I just felt that my time was more valuable than that. And so I took a look at business ownership. I followed a childhood dream of mine to start a video production company. And I also almost simultaneously resurrected a jazz record label. And caveat, I knew nothing about starting a business. And so, I did everything that typical people do whenever they start a business. And for many of you, you've probably experienced this. We went out and hired a graphic design artist to design the logo for our company, built out our website. We hired a CPA to manage our books. We hired an office manager to deal with the day-to-day operations. And we also hired an attorney. We hired an attorney at a $10,000 retainer, and he was $400 an hour. And I was so naive because I had never actually used an attorney before. So I thought that $10,000 was going to last us years until we used them the first time. We had him draft a complex contract for a client, and we got an invoice back for $1,500. And I said, wow, we're not even going to make it through the summer. And so I did what a lot of people end up doing in America today, and that's I kind of became my own attorney. I started Google searching legal questions. I started downloading legal documents. I even wrote my own contracts, just praying to God that they would never actually end up on a judge's table. When, about 8 months into my business, I was introduced to Legalshield. And for those of you on the line that are business owners, whether you're self-employed or your business is up to 100 or fewer employees, we have different tiered business plans based on the size of your company and what your legal needs are. And so get back with the person that invited you out to let them know that you'd be interested in that. What I'm going to share with you today is actually how we help to protect individuals and their families. And so I'm going to dive right in. Now, imagine if you were an attorney and I came into your office and I said, I'd like you to provide me with a suite of services, but as opposed to you charging me some lofty retainer fee, I want you to charge me on a flat month-to-month basis. But here's what I want you to do is first, whenever I call your office, I want to be able to call in there Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. I want somebody to answer the phone every time I call. And then I'm going to give you 4 business hours to find an attorney that specializes in that particular area of law to call me back. I don't want a clock running, so I want to stay on the phone with the attorney as long as I want until I feel like I understand what my legal rights are. How much would you as my attorney have to charge me on a month-to-month basis? I also want you to realize that I want whatever price we agree to, I want you to lock that in for life. And I want to be month-to-month, so I don't want to be contractually obligated for a year or more. So wouldn't you agree would probably be hundreds, if not thousands of dollars? And that would make sense if I could afford it, right? Well, beyond that, we also provide 24/7 emergency access where 24 hours a day, 7 weeks, in the event of a legal emergency. I want to be able to call your office. I want somebody to answer the phone every time I call. And this is for those, significant legal situations. I'm being questioned by police or security personnel. I'm being arrested. Child Protective Services is knocking on my door, wants to talk to me and my children. Again, we would be talking about thousands of dollars. And if legal advice is all we provided, when I show you the cost of our services, it's way beyond valuable. However, sometimes you need a little legal muscle behind it. So what I want you to do is that as long as it's appropriate by law, I want you to write one letter or make one phone call on an unlimited number of subject matters, at least one letter or phone call per issue, right? And I'll give you an example. I'd use this. I was paying for a cell phone plan. It was one of those bundled packages, $99 a month for unlimited data and text and so on and so forth. However, all of a sudden I recognized that I was paying $150 for that exact same plan. So when I looked at my phone bill, it said extended legal services, $50, without an explanation of what extended services were. So I called up my cell phone provider and they said, well, sir, that's your horoscope, fun facts, and the weather. And I said, well, I'm already paying for unlimited, Google or data, so I can Google any of that if I want it. I said, take that off my plan. I never ordered it. And they said, well, you can't do that. So I said, well, what if I just cancel my plan? You've probably heard this before, $200 early termination fee. So the options they were giving me were to continue to pay $50 a month extra or face a $200 early termination. And I just didn't feel like that was right. So I wanted to see what my legal rights were in this situation. So I contacted my law firm. They assigned me a consumer law attorney that asked me to send over a copy of my phone bill. And upon review, they said, listen, what they're doing is predatory. What happens is third-party companies get your information and they actually siphon money from the consumer through their cell phone provider. They said, you picked it up because it was $50. They said, most people continue to pay that because it's only $1 or $2 and they don't even recognize that. I was blown away. They decided to fire off the letter on my behalf. And upon receiving that, the cell phone provider called me up and said, Mr. Ward, we apologize. There was a misunderstanding in customer service. We've not only removed that charge, we've actually debited you back the last 6 months that you had been charged for that. Unbelievable. Contract and document review, we're always signing things that we probably didn't fully review or fully understand. So as my law firm, I want you to review those documents up to at least 15 pages in length on an unlimited number of documents. Now, wouldn't you agree that if we were to arrange a month-to-month subscription price for this service, we'd probably be talking about thousands of dollars. And again, that would make sense if I was a multimillionaire to pay thousands to protect my millions. However, that just doesn't make sense for the majority of North Americans. So we go well beyond that. We also provide traffic assistance. So in the event that you get a moving traffic violation, you can actually take a photograph of it with your app, send it over to the law firm. You're still going to have to call your provider firm. They're going to assign you a traffic attorney, and within 4 to 6 business hours, let you know what your legal rights are in those situations. If your situation is defensible and they decide that it's appropriate, they'll actually send an attorney in some cases on your behalf with you to traffic court to defend that ticket. Powerful aspect of our plan. Now, mass media right now, because of everything going on with the coronavirus, is actually talking about how important it is to have your estate planning devices in place. And not just a will, but also your living will, your healthcare and financial powers of attorney. We do that for our members right in the very first month at no additional charge, other than that flat month-to-month fee. Now, I want to transition to identity theft, and I don't have to spend any time educating you on identity theft. I think the news and media outlets do plenty of that for us. But I think that typically when I bring up identity theft, people tell me stories about how their credit card, debit card, checking, or savings, or somebody opened up a new line of credit in their name. Well, credit fraud actually only encompasses about 17% of the full spectrum of identity theft. It manifests itself in a lot of ways. And so we're going to monitor all areas of your life that are important. Not only through our app are you going to be able to take a look at your up-to-date credit score, but we'll also monitor your social security number, your passports, driver's license, your medical insurance information, your email addresses, your open loans, your open credit cards, shopping cards, up to 10 at a time, bank accounts, and even we'll do a pre-active database search of the dark web to see if anybody's using your online persona for various reasons. And then social media monitoring. And one of our business partners just related to me that we now also will cover YouTube, so that in the event that somebody creates a duplicate account in your name or likeness, or if somebody tags you in a photograph or a video that may be compromising to your integrity, it may be you. but they'll ask you if you want it removed from the internet. Powerful aspect of this. The reason why ID Shield is the #1 identity theft product available on the market today is because our licensed investigators will do whatever it takes for as long as it takes to restore your identity back to pre-theft status. Now, I understand times are tough right now for everybody, and nobody wants another bill coming into the household, but just look at these price points. We cover all of those services for you and your family. And who does that constitute? That's just you, the member, your spouse or significant other, any never married dependent children in the household up to the age of 26 who are at home, full-time in college, or deployed active military, as long as their home of record is the member's address, for only $49.90 month to month, no contractual obligation. And for an individual, you're going to have access to all the same services, but at a discounted rate of only $34.90 month to month. Now, we have made it a no-brainer because our company had the vision to partner with a company called PerkSpot, and they provide us with a member perks. The bulk buying power of the existing over 4 million lives that we cover across North America gives us the ability to negotiate significant discounts with companies where you're already spending your money. So we teach our members on how they can save more money through our member perks program than what they're spending on their Legalshield and ID Shield plan. So yes, there is absolutely a cost of being a member of Legalshield, but I think there's a far greater cost to not being a member of Legalshield. And I've asked a few of my colleagues to quickly share their testimonies as members of Legalshield. If you've been asked to, go ahead.
Yes, good afternoon, everybody. Maria Galicia from Northern California. Me and my family have used the services many of times. One case in particular was with my cable service provider, where they insisted on charging me an early termination fee of $350 for a service I no longer wanted. So instead of arguing with them, I hung up, called my provider law firm. They reviewed my contract as well as my bill, typed up a letter for me at no additional cost, sent it over to the cable provider, and within 2 weeks, I received a phone call stating they received the letter, and as a courtesy, they'll go ahead and waive the $350 termination fee that they originally wanted to charge. Needless to say, I'm a happy member, and it paid for my membership for well over a year. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Maria. This is Anissa Nadir. I'm out in sunny Mesa, Arizona. Thank you for this opportunity to be with you. I use member perks. Bought a car about a year ago and used the bonus drive feature of members perks and got a rebate back of $500. It's a year's worth of, more than a year's worth of Legalshield. But also my son got 2 tickets riding his bike. I don't know how. It was not a motorbike. People ask me that every time. But they were $150 each. I'm like, you have Legalshield, call your provider law firm. So he called his provider law firm, spoke to the traffic attorney. We love our traffic attorneys. And she gave him advice on what to do. He went to the traffic court and the case was dismissed based on the information that she gave him, saved $300. I'm Legalshield for life. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Kai Deering. I actually was a member long before I was an associate. I went one phone call, saved our family $45,000 on a real estate transaction during the downturn. We bought somebody's short sale. Their second mortgage said they would settle for $5,000 versus the $50,000 that he owned. But at the 11th hour, they wanted the extra $45,000. If you don't know your rights, you don't have any. I was able to call a real estate attorney. They told me exactly how to negotiate back to that $5,000, and it was very successful. I can't believe it. I would never be without this. That's amazing. Turn it back over to you. Thank you.
Thank you all for sharing those incredible testimonies. And really, you don't have to be a marketing guru to recognize the fact that the way customers are accessing products and services has been flipped upside down. You know, when USA Today first looked at the legal service plan industry, they said, to us, it sounds like healthcare coverage before it turned into $1 trillion industry. And one other thing that marketing experts understand now is that companies recognize the fact that referral marketing, where people share testimonies just like that of products and services are infinitely more impactful than your traditional media outlets through billboards and radio and television, so on and so forth. So our company has created a model for the last 47 years, uses referral-based marketing to share the Legalshield story with other people. Now, here has created a great business opportunity for you. When you share a Legalshield membership with somebody else and they enroll to protect themselves and their family, as a brand new referral partner, what we call an independent sales associate, you're going to get a direct commission of $60. That rolls into your bank account 12 or 24 hours right after a membership processes. That's pretty incredible, right? And I had to stop when I looked at this because I said, how is it that I can sell a product for $49.90 and I get paid $60? Well, we base this structure off of the insurance industry, whereas we take the percentage of the monthly premiums annualized over 12 months, so you get a 12-month advanced commission for that work. Now, you can only do that a few times because once you've generated at least $180 in revenue for the company, we're going to double your commission to $120. Now, I want you to understand, as I had mentioned, we're looking for business partners. We're not looking for employees. However, so there's not going to be a marketing director breathing down your neck. There's no quotas to fill, but our company loves to reward speed and consistency. So if you go out and accomplish the senior associate position within your first 20 days, we're actually going to give you a $300 cash bonus on top of your commissions. Once you've generated at least $400 in revenue for the company, we're going to actually give you another bonus of $500 once you've reached the manager position. And it keeps going on. And you can just go out and refer these services or sell them to the customers or take this into our group benefits arena and share this with companies' employees. Now, I understand that you may want to quit working someday, but the big challenge is we don't want the money to quit coming in. So we also provide an opportunity where you can help us build a team to go out and recruit, develop, and train new sales associates that will take Legalshield to the market. However, when you go out and share this membership with somebody, they sign up, they may say, hey, I want to do what you're doing. In the case of Mr. Kaku, who introduced me, he's an executive director. When he sells me a plan, he makes $280. He introduces me to this opportunity. When I go out and sell a plan, I make $60. He makes the cumulative override in that case of $180. Just imagine if he had 10 of me selling one membership a month in that scenario. That's an extra $1,800 in overrides that he got because he introduced this opportunity to a lot of other people. But the reason why I got started with Legalshield, not only are the advanced commissions incredible and the overrides are unbelievable, why I got started was the same reason I resurrected the jazz record label, is because I understood the power of royalties. And that's getting paid forever on some work that you did once. So I'd mentioned that this is a 12-month advanced commission. Well, in that 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th month, year after year for the lifetime of the membership, you're going to continue to earn up to 25% of the monthly premium, not just on all the memberships that you market, but all the memberships that you got an override from when your team marketed that plan. And that's how this opportunity affords people over the course of 10, 15, 20 years to generate a six-figure passive residual income, meaning they're getting paid whether they work or not. And so I want to go out to a few friends. The first one is just one of the rising stars in Legalshield to share her story, Miss Amy Doyle.
Hey everybody, I'm Amy Doyle, Northern California, and we've been with Legalshield for just 25 months this weekend. And you know what? Legalshield has changed our life, not just the membership, but this opportunity. When Legalshield found us, we were broke. We were paying rent in 2 different states, 2 different towns, because we're a blended family. So we needed to be with both our kids at different times of the month. And we were literally negative every single month. Todd was retired after 24 years in the Air Force, was going to become an attorney, and this just really fit us. Within just 2 years with the company, we surpassed what he gets in retirement after 24 years serving our country, which is just mind-blowing. And we're able to still help family members and friends and everybody we know with such great services. So we've just truly been blessed with this opportunity and being able to not have to look in our bank account when we want to buy something. We know that there's always money coming into our account every single day. So if it wasn't for Legalshield, we'd still be struggling.
Thank you, Mrs. Doyle. And I want to go out to Arizona. So this opportunity is incredible and attracts people of all professions. We even have one of our top attorneys from Arizona to share her story, Ms. Zarina Nadir. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Ward. It's an honor to be here. I practice primarily in family law as well as juvenile law. And I love being an attorney, but before learning about Legalshield, I was limited. I was limited by being able to only help people who could afford me. I was limited by being able to only help people who were in my jurisdiction here in Arizona. And I was time limited because court took all of my time. But once I learned about Legalshield and added it to my professional portfolio, in addition to the membership, because lawyers need lawyers too, I became limitless. So now whether someone needs assistance in family law or corporate law, I can help them. Whether they're in Phoenix or in Philadelphia, I can help them. And because of this incredible technology in the system, whether I'm in quarantine or in the boardroom or on the beach, I'm able to give people access to their rights. So I really feel like I'm part of the legal revolution and I love it. It's a lot of fun. Legalshield sent me on my first vacation to Maui, and I was able to take my mom, Dr. Anissa Nadir, who's you heard from earlier, and who put me through law school. So this has been an amazing experience, and I really believe it's made me a better lawyer. So back to you. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you, Ms. Nadir. And I want to go out to just a legend, not just in our company, but in the industry. And a gentleman is a mentor to me and thousands of people all across North America and in the United Kingdom. One of our $600,000 annual income earners, Mr. Craig Hebner.
Appreciate that, Chris. And I am more excited about the opportunity today than I have ever been. And it has everything to do with the timing. In business, timing is everything. And as a result of a simple system that anyone can do, our team's been paid out over $300 million in commissions. Most of that is supplementing people's income with a couple hundred to a couple thousand extra a month. Some are doing that on a weekly basis. Chris, you and I have seen hundreds and hundreds of people when their part-time income with Legalshield exceeded their full-time income, made that transition. In fact, our team has 74 rings that have been earned. 12 of my most broke, skeptical family and friends are all millionaire club members today. I love our mission and cause of giving people access to their civil rights and liberties. And while we're creating equal justice in the marketplace, social justice, we're creating economic justice at home with our opportunity. The three things I'm most excited about is the timing, the residual income, and the fact that we can will this residual income to our future families. What we're building is generational wealth. Back to you, my friend and brother.
Thank you, sir. And I just want to speak to the timing, as you'd mentioned. You know, for right now, even though we've been around for over 47 years, we still at just a 2% market penetration, meaning of your friends, family, neighbors, 98% of them may have not even heard of Legalshield, nor have our product. And so anytime you take an advantage of the growth of a company and you put yourself in an equity position, there's going to be an investment, whether you're talking about buying stocks in a company, whether you're talking about starting a brick and mortar